5 uncannily convincing stories of reincarnation. 1. Luke Ruhlman. Little Luke spoke to his parents after he turned 2. He claimed to be an African-American woman named Pam. He would often say things like,
"When I was a girl, I had black hair."
or,
"I used to have earrings like that when I was a girl."
One day the boy finally explained who Pam was. She had lived in Chicago and was killed in a fire. She went to heaven and saw God. He pushed her back down, and Pam became baby Luke. Luke's parents found out about a woman with her name. Pam really died in a fire at Chicago's Paxton Hotel in 1993. They contacted her family. They discovered similarities between Luke and Pam. They both loved Stevie Wonder and playing the keyboard. 2. Dorothy Edie was born in London in 1904. She claimed to be a reincarnated ancient Egyptian priestess. The priestess's name was Bentrishit. She was raised in a temple and had an affair with the king. She became pregnant and was beaten by the high priest. Then Bentrishit committed suicide. Edie dedicated herself to Egyptology. She spent almost her entire life in Egypt. She once pointed to a spot, saying it was a garden. During later excavations, ancient tree stumps were discovered there. 3. Ryan Hammonds. The boy was only 4 when his nightmares began. He used to wake screaming and clutching his chest. He claimed his heart exploded in Hollywood. Later, the boy revealed more details. He once lived in Hollywood, on a street named Rock Something. He had 3 sons and a friend named Senator Fives. Ryan later saw some old Hollywood photos. He found a picture of Martin, who died in 1964. Ryan said he'd been Martin in his former life. The man was a Hollywood agent. Interestingly, he lived on North Roxbury Drive and had 3 sons. He also once met with New York Senator Irving Ives. 4. Shanti Devi. She was born in 1926 in Delhi. The girl didn't speak until she was 4. Then she started making strange claims. Shanti insisted she was from a town called Mathura. She supposedly lived there with her husband and son. She recalled her death shortly after giving birth. Her teacher once asked her husband's name. She answered,
Pandit Kedarnath Chaube.
The teacher later found the man in Mathura. His wife had died at childbirth 9 years before. Chaube traveled to meet Shanti. He first introduced himself using his brother's name, but the girl immediately recognized him as her husband. She gave many details about his late wife Lugri. The girl even chastised him for remarrying. She somehow knew he promised Lugri not to remarry. Mahatma Gandhi heard about the story. He set up a committee to evaluate Shanti's claims. The committee concluded the claims were genuine. 5. Samik Tutusmas. The boy was born in Turkey in the 1950s. His mother had dreams of a strange man while pregnant. She only knew his name, Salim Fesli. He always appeared with blood on his face. When her son started talking, she was amazed. The boy claimed he was the reincarnated Fesli. The man had lived in a nearby village and was murdered. When Samik was 4, he met the man's widow. It turned out a neighbor had shot Fesli to death. The neighbor claimed it was a hunting accident, but Samik said they'd had an argument and it was intentional. When the boy saw the neighbor, he threw stones at him. It was his revenge.